You walk into the kitchen and forget why you went there. You open the fridge and can't remember what you were going to grab. You start a sentence and suddenly lose the word you wanted to say. For many, this just seems like getting older. But the truth is, memory loss doesn't have to be inevitable. What most people don't know is that there are natural ways to help the brain recover while you sleep. In recent years, scientists and nutritionists have made a surprising discovery. Certain natural spices, when used at night, have the power to activate areas of the brain tied to memory, focus, and learning. And the best part, these spices are simple, affordable, and probably already in your kitchen. In today's video, you'll discover the 7 most effective natural spices to restore memory, protect your brain, and improve your sleep. Spices that work overnight while your body rests and your brain gets to work organizing memories, clearing out toxins, and rebuilding itself. But before we continue, let me ask you something important. Which city or state in the US are you watching from? Drop it in the comments. We love seeing how far our tips are reaching. And of course, subscribe to the Age with Strength channel. Every week, we share simple, safe, and powerful tips to help you stay healthy and sharp after 60.0. And one important reminder, this content is for informational purposes only. It's not a substitute for medical advice. Always talk to your doctor before making any changes to your diet, especially if you take medication. All right, now let's dive into why the brain starts to slip and how you can use nutrition to your advantage. Why the brain starts to slip after 60. Memory loss doesn't happen overnight. It's like a light slowly dimming, so gradually that you might not even notice it until you're stumbling over words, forgetting important dates, or needing to write everything down just to keep track. But what's really going on in the brain as we age? 1. Slower circulation. As we age, our blood vessels become less flexible, and blood flow to the brain decreases. That means less oxygen and fewer nutrients are reaching the areas responsible for memory, focus, and mental clarity. Imagine trying to bake a cake with only half the ingredients. It's never going to turn out the same. That's exactly what happens to your brain when circulation is compromised. 2. Increased brain inflammation. As the body ages, silent inflammation increases. This type of inflammation doesn't cause pain, but it gradually wears down key structures, like neurons, synapses, the connections between brain cells, and even the natural barriers that protect the brain from toxins. Over time, this wear and tear directly impacts your thinking, memory, and even your mood. 3. Oxidative stress and free radicals. Throughout life, the body accumulates damage from molecules called free radicals. These molecules attack your cells, including brain cells, and accelerate cognitive aging. When your brain doesn't get enough antioxidants, whether from a poor diet or too many processed foods, it becomes more vulnerable to memory lapses, mental fog, and in more serious cases, neurodegenerative diseases. 4. Drop in deep sleep hormones. Another crucial factor, sleep quality. Over time, many people begin to sleep poorly, waking up multiple times a night, experiencing light sleep, and missing out on the deeper, more restorative stages of rest. And that's a big deal, because it's during deep sleep that the brain cleans itself. Literally, there's a system called the glymphatic system, a kind of nighttime cleaning crew for your brain. This is when the brain removes toxins, reorganizes memories from the day, strengthens learning, and repairs damage. If your sleep is light or interrupted, that cleaning doesn't happen. And over time, that directly affects your memory, your energy, and even your immune system. The good news, the brain can regenerate despite all these challenges. The brain isn't a static machine. It has something called neuroplasticity, the ability to form new connections, learn new things, and even regenerate itself well into your 60s, 70s, or 80s. But for that to happen, it needs the right tools. And one of those tools is the right nutrients found in foods and natural spices that stimulate brain circulation, reduce inflammation, feed neurons with antioxidant compounds, and help the body reach deep, restorative sleep. And that's where the 7 natural spices we're about to reveal come in. They're not magic, but when used consistently, they work like small daily therapies for the brain. And the most interesting part, they work while you sleep. Ready for the first one? The 7 natural spices that restore memory while you sleep. 7. Cardamom, the brain's Silent protector, not well known to most Americans, but highly valued in traditional Ayurvedic medicine. Cardamom is a spice with a delicate aroma and a slightly sweet flavor. But behind that subtle profile lies a powerful effect on the nervous system, especially at night. But behind that subtle profile lies a powerful effect on the nervous system, especially at night. What does cardamom do for the brain? Cardamom is rich in antioxidant compounds like cineol and terpenes, which reduce oxidative stress in the brain, the same kind that wears down memory cells over the years. Lower blood pressure, improving blood flow to the brain, help calm the mind, easing mental agitation that prevents deep, restorative sleep, and naturally regulate cortisol, the stress hormone which, when elevated, can directly interfere with memory and concentration. Why use it at night? At night, the body enters a state of self-regulation. Cardamom supports that process gently, without overstimulating, but also without sedating. It acts like a natural balancer, helping both body and mind find equilibrium. It's like helping the brain switch off the noise of the day and prepare to organize memories, solidify learning, and flush out toxins without disrupting the natural. Sleep rhythm, how to use cardamom. You can use whole seeds or ground powder. Here are some safe and effective ways to include it. Add a pinch of cardamom to warm plant-based milk, like oat or almond milk, and drink it before bed. Mix it with chamomile or fennel tea for an extra calming effect. Use it as a gentle spice in evening porridges, light soups, or natural desserts with apple and cinnamon. Just a small amount is enough to bring benefits. And with consistent use, cardamom helps create a calmer, more focused, and healthier routine for your brain. Point 6. Dried ginger powder. Clean energy for the brain and body. Ginger is already well known for its digestive, anti-inflammatory, and even pain-relieving properties. But what many people don't know is that when used correctly, especially in its dried form and in small amounts, ginger can boost mental clarity, protect neurons, and improve sleep quality. And that's exactly why it made this list. It helps the brain function better without causing restlessness. And yes, while you sleep, how ginger supports the brain after 60, as we age. It's common for the brain to slow down, for circulation to decrease, and inflammation to increase. Ginger targets all three at once. It improves blood flow to the brain. Ginger promotes vasodilation, helping blood circulate more efficiently to the brain. The result? More oxygen, more nutrients, and better performance from brain cells. It reduces internal inflammation. A compound called gingerol acts as a natural anti-inflammatory, fighting the silent damage in brain cells, damage linked to memory loss, brain fog, and even anxiety. It helps the digestive system relax at night. When your digestive system is working well, sleep improves too. And ginger, by easing digestion and preventing nighttime bloating, helps your body enter deep sleep faster. Better sleep equals better memory retention. The difference with dried ginger, while fresh ginger is also healthy. Dried ginger powder has a different concentration of active compounds. It's less pungent and better balanced for nighttime use, especially for people with reflux, sensitive stomachs, or mild hypertension. Ginger powder is also more versatile and easier to measure accurately, which is especially helpful for older adults who need stability. How to use ginger at night to benefit the brain. Add 1/4 teaspoon of dried ginger to a cup of chamomile or lemon balm tea. Mix it with lemon and raw honey if you want to boost its calming and digestive effects. Use it in light broths or nighttime soups, along with turmeric and black pepper, a trio that enhances anti-inflammatory benefits. Important, avoid overdoing it. Ginger is powerful, and high doses can backfire. The key is daily use in small amounts. As part of your routine, ginger and memory. What the studies say, research shows that regular ginger consumption can improve mental reaction time in older adults, reduce age-related memory loss, and even ease mild symptoms of depression and anxiety, factors that directly impact cognitive function. Ginger is like a fine tuner. It doesn't push, overstimulate, or force the brain. It balances. It takes the weight off, clears the mind, prepares the body for sleep, and in doing so, allows the brain to regenerate peacefully. 5. Nutmeg, deep sleep, and preserved memory. When we talk about improving memory during sleep, we're not just talking about getting rest. We're talking about allowing the brain to enter a state where it can actually reorganize memories, strengthen connections, and filter out the overload of daily stimuli. And this is exactly where nutmeg can help, but with powerful effects. The secret of nutmeg myristicin and Sabinian nutmeg contains bioactive compounds like myristicin and sabinin, which have properties that neuroprotective, helping preserve neurons in areas tied to long-term memory. Naturally, anxiolytic, calming the nervous system without the side effects of medication, mildly sedative, promoting deeper sleep, the stage where the brain clears out toxins and reinforces learning. It's as if nutmeg helps lower the body's and mind's frequency, creating the ideal internal environment for the brain to restore itself. Traditional use of nutmeg in natural medicine. In many ancient medicinal traditions, like Ayurveda and Persian medicine, nutmeg has been used for centuries. 2. Treat mild insomnia, reduce nighttime mental restlessness, enhance focus and concentration, and even combat early symptoms of dementia, not as a quick-fix remedy, but as a safe, natural regulator. How to use nutmeg for memory and sleep use: just a small pinch, about 1/8 of a teaspoon, mix it into warm, plant-based milk with cinnamon and cardamom before bed, or add it to chamomile tea with a touch of raw honey. Important: nutmeg should always be used in moderation. In larger amounts, it can cause digestive discomfort or excessive drowsiness. That's why the ideal dose is very small, and even then, it can be highly effective when used regularly. Nutmeg and the aging brain. Preliminary studies show that myristicin may help stimulate areas of the brain related to language and memory, protect against oxidative stress in the brain, and reduce neuroinflammation, one of the leading causes of cognitive decline after age 60. And more than that, by promoting deeper sleep. Nutmeg indirectly helps restore memory every single day, because when sleep improves, the brain gets the time and space it needs to rebuild. Nutmeg is like a guardian of deep sleep, quiet, subtle, but extremely effective when used wisely. For cinnamon, sharper memory, and better brain protection. Almost everyone knows cinnamon for its flavor. It's in breakfasts, cakes, teas, and desserts. But what most people don't realize is that cinnamon has a direct impact on your memory, your focus, and the overall health of your brain. And here's the kicker: it keeps working even while you sleep, when your body is in recovery mode and your brain is reorganizing the day's memories. How cinnamon helps the brain function better: cinnamon is rich in compounds called polyphenols, which have powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. But the star of the show is a compound called cinnamaldehyd, which stimulates communication between neurons, helps protect brain cells from premature aging, and supports the regeneration of neural connections essential for both short and long-term memory. In addition, cinnamon is one of the few natural foods that improves insulin sensitivity, helping balance blood sugar levels, and in doing so, prevents the mental energy crashes that are so common after age 60, when glucose is stable. The brain works more clearly, thinking becomes smoother, and memory becomes sharper. Another essential benefit of cinnamon is its effect on the circulatory system. It helps to gently dilate blood vessels, increasing oxygen flow to the brain, reduce blood viscosity, making it easier for the brain to receive proper blood supply, and, as a result, it boosts focus, reduces mental fatigue, and increases your ability to retain information. And when this happens before sleep, the brain heads into the night with more fuel to work, enhancing the cognitive restoration phase. How to use cinnamon at night. Cinnamon is extremely versatile, easy to find, and easy to use. But it's important to choose Ceylon cinnamon, known as true cinnamon, because it has lower levels of coumarin, a compound that can stress the liver in high doses. Here are safe and effective ways to use it at night. Add half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon to a relaxing chamomile or fennel tea. Mix it into natural yogurt or warm plant-based milk, along with a pinch of ginger or nutmeg. Or sprinkle it over baked fruits, like apple or banana, a natural therapeutic dessert. Studies supporting cinnamon's brain benefits. Research shows that cinnamon can improve working memory, the kind used to remember names, tasks, and daily appointments, protect against oxidative damage linked to brain aging, and reduce brain inflammation, common in cases of mild cognitive decline. Cinnamon is more than just flavor. It's a functional, therapeutic spice that's kind to the body. When used mindfully, especially at night, it helps create the perfect internal environment for your brain to regenerate. 3. Turmeric, the golden spice for memory and mental longevity. Turmeric, also known as golden root or curcuma, may be one of the most powerful natural remedies for the mind, used for thousands of years in traditional Indian and Chinese medicine. Turmeric has earned the respect of modern science thanks to a compound called curcumin, one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatories ever studied. And for the aging brain, that makes a world of difference: silent inflammation. The biggest enemy of memory after 60, as we age, the body naturally enters a state of low-grade chronic inflammation. This type of inflammation might not cause pain, but it directly affects the brain, leading to difficulty concentrating, progressive memory loss, mood changes. Here's a practical suggestion. Make a golden milk: 1 cup of plant-based milk, almond, or oat, 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric powder, a pinch of black pepper, a pinch of cinnamon. Optional, a dash of ginger powder, and if you like a touch of raw, honey. Mix well, gently warm it, and drink before bed. This drink not only soothes the body, it also activates deep mechanisms of brain regeneration, especially when it becomes part of a consistent nighttime routine. Turmeric and Alzheimer's. What the research says: studies from institutions like UCLA show that regular curcumin consumption can reduce beta amyloid plaques in the brain, which are associated with Alzheimer's, improve visual and verbal memory in older adults, and enhance connectivity between brain areas responsible for focus and attention. Turmeric is more than a spice. It's a functional food for the mind, safe, natural, and accessible. When used wisely, especially at night, it helps the brain regain energy, clarity, and focus. 2. Sage, the herb of active memory and an alert mind since ancient times. Sage has been considered a sacred plant for the mind. In ancient Rome, it was used by philosophers and scholars to maintain clarity and sharp thinking. In medieval medicine, it was known as the plant that gives wisdom. Today, science confirms what tradition already knew. Sage is one of the most effective herbs for stimulating cognitive function, especially in people over 60. How sage works in the brain: sage acts on multiple levels at once, with 3 standout mechanisms: inhibiting the enzyme that breaks down acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is a key neurotransmitter for learning and memory. As we age, its levels naturally decline, and that's closely tied to forgetfulness and slower thinking. Sage helps preserve acetylcholine in the brain for longer, strengthening communication between neurons, antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. Action in the brain: sage protects the brain from oxidative stress, slowing the aging of nerve cells. Gentle stimulation of brain activity without causing restlessness. Sage improves alertness, focus, and verbal fluency even in people already experiencing mild cognitive decline. Effects during sleep: unlike stimulants that disrupt rest, sage balances the nervous system, allowing the brain to stay active where it needs to and relax where it should. When used in the evening, it sets the stage for deeper, more restorative sleep and a more productive night for the mind. Sage can be consumed as a tea or added to light evening meals. Safe suggestions: sage tea with chamomile and mint warms, relaxes, cleanses the digestive system, and prepares the brain for rest, sprinkled over roasted vegetables or light soups, along with olive oil and turmeric mixed into infusions with lemon and ginger, for a combined effect on memory, digestion, and circulation. Caution: avoid overuse, especially in concentrated forms. A mild infusion is ideal for daily use. Sage and scientific evidence. Multiple clinical studies show that sage can improve short and long-term memory, especially in adults over 60, increase concentration and logical reasoning speed, and even reduce early-stage Alzheimer's symptoms. When used consistently alongside an anti-inflammatory diet, sage doesn't just stimulate the mind, it protects the brain. It's a quiet but powerful ally, especially when paired with quality sleep and a balanced diet. 1. Rosemary. The natural memory booster. Rosemary is for remembrance. That phrase appears in Shakespeare's plays, historical texts, and European natural medicine traditions. And now, centuries later, Neuroscience confirms what popular wisdom has always claimed. Rosemary improves memory, boosts focus, and protects the brain from premature aging. How rosemary works in the brain: rosemary contains compounds like cineol and carnosic acid, which act directly on the nervous system. Stimulates brain circulation. Rosemary helps increase blood flow to the brain, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to neurons. This improves alertness, mental clarity, and reduces that heavy head feeling common after 60. Improves memory formation and recall. Rosemary activates brain regions linked to long-term memory and learning. It also helps consolidate what you've learned during the day while you sleep. Antioxidant and neuroprotective action. It fights free radicals and protects brain cells from damage caused by stress, pollution, and aging. Rosemary and sleep. Can you use it at night? Yes, although rosemary is known as a mild stimulant, when used in small amounts at night, it works as a natural regulator of the nervous system. It doesn't overstimulate. Instead, it helps the brain wake up, even during deep sleep, to function more effectively, and even more, by aiding digestion, reducing gas, and easing minor muscle tension. Rosemary helps prepare the body for a lighter, more restful night. How to use rosemary at night for brain health: brew a light tea with dried rosemary leaves, combined with chamomile or lemon balm. Use small amounts as seasoning in light evening meals, like soups, roasted vegetables, or brown rice. Or add a few drops of rosemary essential oil to a diffuser in your bedroom, creating an environment that encourages focus and calm. Important. If using essential oil, make sure it's pure and labeled for aromatherapy use. Never ingest essential oils. Studies on rosemary and memory. Research shows that rosemary can increase memory accuracy by up to 75% in older adults, improve performance in tasks that require prolonged focus and attention, and help retain recent information like names, numbers, or conversations. Rosemary is like a gentle light turning on in the brain, illuminating the path to memory, clarity, and mental vitality. And when used mindfully, especially at night, it becomes a powerful ally for aging with clarity and independence. Before we wrap up, let me ask you something. Did you know there are natural, safe, and affordable ways to manage blood pressure, sleep better, improve digestion, and even help control diabetes, all from the comfort of your home? If you're looking for a more natural, effective, and gentle path for your body, you need to check out the Natural Healing Guide ebook. This complete guide brings together the best of natural medicine in one place. Therapeutic teas, scientifically backed herbs, oils, supplements, and functional foods, and even simple home remedies, all explained safely and clearly, even for beginners. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video. Grab your copy today and start taking care of your health with more independence, awareness, and real results. We've reached the end of this journey, and now you know the 7 natural spices that help restore memory, improve sleep, and protect the brain after 60. We've seen that memory loss isn't inevitable. It can be prevented and even reversed. The brain does age, but it also has an incredible ability to regenerate. And that simple choices, like a ginger tea or a touch of turmeric at dinner, can have deep and lasting effects. It's not about changing everything at once. It's about starting with one step, one cup, one act of care before bed. And always remember, what you eat, feel, and experience during the day, your brain processes at night. So give it the best you can. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these spices do you already use? And which one are you going to start adding to your routine this week? Tell us in the comments. Your experience might inspire someone else to do the same. And don't forget, if this video brought you clarity, motivation, or hope, give it a like, share it with someone you love, and subscribe to the Age with Strength channel. Every week, you'll get simple, trustworthy, and practical tips to live with health, sharp memory, and strength after 60. Because aging is inevitable, but aging with clarity, independence, and joy, that's a choice. And that choice